So our final story for the week, this pretty interesting one, comes out of the small Ontario town of Dresden. Wayne Gretzky, an 11-year-old member of the Brantford Steelers Pee Wee team, had the town of Dresden buzzing following an incredible performance over the weekend in which he propelled his team into the semifinals of the Royal Canadian Legion Branch 113, Pee Wee. This is a squirt hockey tournament. Wayne was still in squirt at this time. Wayne scored 9 goals and assisted on 6 others as his team trounced entries from Trenton and Riverside to gain a berth in the finals of the A Division, which would be held next week at the Dresden Arena. In the 2 games this weekend, Wayne was in on 15 of the 16 goals his team scored in the 2 games. Now, this feat is nothing special for this kid. In the 40 games he's played for the Squirt Steelers this year, he's only scored in 40 games 218 goals. At the Hespeler Olympic Hockey Tournament earlier this season, another Ontario small town, this is the ground zero of hockey in Ontario small towns like this. At the Hespeler tournament earlier this year, he played in 9 games over a couple of weekends. He scored 50 goals in the 9 games. Officials expect the Dresden Arena to be packed for the finals next week to see Wayne in action. A little personal note about this. This was about the first I was starting to hear about this kid. There'd been a few kind of things going around, but, the kid was 10 years old before this. Now he's 11. My roommate in my first year when I returned to university at McMaster University was a fellow from Brantford by the name of Paul Legacy. Great guy. As big a hockey fan as I was at that time. He was from Brantford, and apparently his dad and Walter Gretzky were good friends. So the Brantford Pee Wee team was playing at the Wentworth Triple Rinks, which is not a long drive from McMaster University, that fall, 1972. And Paul said, "You got to go see this kid. You won't believe it." So we went down in one weekend and took in a game that this Brantford team was playing. And I have to tell you, the kid looked undersized. He looked scrawny. He looked frail. But I could not believe the vision, the intuition, and the hockey instincts the kid showed us. I didn't think he'd ever make it because I honestly didn't feel a kid with that framework on which he had to operate, that slight build of a body, I didn't think he could ever make it in the NHL. Of course, I should have thought guys like Dave Keon managed to escape injury most of the time. I just didn't think this kid would be strong enough to make it. Boy, was I ever wrong.